Hey everyone, Mark Tenlow, Anti-Beta 1M here, and welcome to my channel. I thought I'd do a video on the NDIS and how I've benefited from the program. The NDIS stands for National Disability Insurance Scheme, which is a really weird way of saying that the government provides funding for disabled people to um, to do events and activities in their life which support them in their disability, and help them to, palliate themselves and their disability. So I do various activities under the NDIS, including watching movies, reviewing movies and watching movies, going for bike rides, getting outings and playing games with companions and that sort of thing, which I would not otherwise be able to do if I wasn't on the NDIS. So obviously, getting funding from the government is like, obviously, some people think that that's um, bludgeoning off the government sort of thing, which is in a way true. And disabled people obviously have a good go of it because they are in a special class of people who are viewed with some kind of sympathy from the government, and the government supports them back with this type of program. So it's in Australia, and which is where I live, obviously, and I don't know if it's current in anywhere else like America or anything. Probably not. So I count myself pretty lucky to be living here. And obviously, it's disconnected from mental health services. And being an involuntary client of mental health means that I do things with great reluctance with mental health. But NDIS is a voluntary program and something that I do with great enthusiasm because it's voluntary and because it's free. So you get a lot of people saying, you're bludgeoning off the government, but in the same vein, it's a huge benefit to disabled people, and we get a lot out of it. So being disabled is not all bad. It's or being classed as disabled, as the case may be with myself, who doesn't really think myself to be disabled, but is happy to take the advantages of being called disabled, even though I disagree with my diagnosis. So some of the best experiences I've had with NDIS have been with Review HQ. Very supportive staff, very committed staff, people who care about you and want the best experience for you. Quality of experience is utmost in their minds. I've watched movies which I would never have watched without the NDIS. I have had experiences with learning how a movie is created and how it plays out on the screen, and had commentaries from my support workers, which have been invaluable to my understanding of movies, which I would never otherwise have had. And that in turn has given me extreme confidence in not only social situations in some ways, but just being confident with knowing how a movie operates, and being able to enjoy the medium so much better than I would otherwise have done. So that's Review HQ, which I've done. Another thing I'm doing is biking, and that for the most part has been really interesting. I am not physically fit, and the first two sessions have been very interesting. The first session was, trouble free, and I just did an assessment on my flexibility and my strength and that sort of thing. No problems at all, and I got along with Chris, my trainer, really really well. In the second session of my biking, however, after half an hour or so of intensive training on learning how to turn corners on a bike, I passed out and fainted, and that was my story with that. So the ambulance was called, and they took more than an hour to come, and I had a terrible time of it in a way, but I didn't feel any pain or discomfort, just that I felt a little bit embarrassed and shy, and I was reassured that everything would be okay, and people were really supportive and everything. But that's how things go sometimes when you aren't physically fit. So the NDIS has to, make sure that its participants are physically fit and capable of doing what they are set out to do. So I've done other things like had companion outings. Yesterday, for example, I went out with an outing with my new companion Blake, who taught me some games, and I taught him some games, more like it. Taught him how to play some of the games that I've invented, called Off the Edge. You can find you can find the video of Off the Edge and how to play that game on this channel, and I'll link a description in below and above for Off the Edge. So that's something that I played with Blake yesterday. So yeah, the NDIS is very, very beneficial to those who make use of it properly. The first time I heard about the NDIS, I didn't even know what it was all about. And then I looked into it and I found that actually huge amount of benefit from the program. One of the other things which I mentioned lastly is having a cleaner come in to clean my apartment for free. Absolute blessing, of course, but you'll get variable people who are a bit grumpy or people who are a bit incompetent at what they do, and that's just life. You have to deal with that and maybe find a better service provider if that's the case. But seriously, I am starting to love the NDIS. I find that it's really beneficial to me, and I have no embarrassment or consciousness with admitting that I do love the NDIS because it's given me some great benefits already, even though I've only been maybe a year into the program. And it's something that I look forward to keeping on engaging with and learning more how to deal with my life with. So look forward to sharing more about my journey with the NDIS in the future on this channel. So stay tuned and bye for now.